rebel combat operations against the Syrian army. The area of northern Syria has been the scene of deadly fighting after rebels moved in from the outskirts last month. Earlier reports suggested the opposition has started to receive its first heavy weaponry from foreign allies via Turkey, and that Saudi Arabia was paying salaries for fighting against President Assad. Zati's Oksana Boyko reports from Syria. Even those who are not involved in the country's standoff are living in constant fear for their lives.
It's a fixture in any public office in Syria. Whether you buy tickets or get a driving license, President Assad will be watching over. For those working here, it's not a political statement, rather a sign that their company belongs to the state. Yet this sign is now becoming a death mark for an increasing number of state employees.
The driver called me at 12 o'clock.
This call in the middle of the night cost him a brother. Faris Safi was one of Syria's most experienced civil pilots. US educated, he logged more than 20,000 hours around the globe. He was coming home from the airport when gunmen attacked his car.
Radical Islam. Science is the worst enemy of radical Islam, since when you're well-rounded and capable of using your head, you try to estimate what's going on by yourself.
His brother, a plastic surgeon, also received threats. Their family belongs to the Alawites, the same religious group as Assad, but they were never politically active.
Documents confirm Syria's armed opposition has a hit list with scientists, engineers, doctors and civil servants on it.
What started as a battle against the regime now increasingly looks like a battle against the Syrian state, with around 1.5 million of the country's civil servants becoming targets. Doctors, teachers, municipal workers have all been kidnapped or assassinated for simply doing their work.
Any government in the world, whether it's democratic or not, has two distinct groups of people working for it. Political folks whose job is to keep the ruling party in power, and civil servants who make sure that streets are cleaned and hospitals are running. And in Syria, regardless of that political affiliation, civil servants are being targeted as Assad sympathizers.
In Damascus, hospitals' window blinds are permanently drawn, not because of the scorching heat, but for fear of snipers. A local doctor was kidnapped on his way from work a few months ago. His family hasn't heard from him since. His colleagues are now afraid of revealing their identities.
All the Syrian people are in danger. Children, the elderly, farm workers, civil servants, doctors and scientists. There are no exceptions. The fact that my life and the lives of other Syrian people are at risk makes me tremble with fear.
Along with fears for their safety, Syrian civil servants also have to deal with a much higher workload. Many now put in 60-hour weeks with barely a day off. Due to inflation, their salaries have devalued, as have their lives.
So I am not surprised to hear that some groups within that Free Syrian Army are targeting those people who are trying to make life better or orderly. Because at the end of the day, if things get back to normal, they will lose any support, they will lose any attention from the media, from the international community. It is in the interest of at least some factions in the opposition to make things worse for people, so that those people who are the silent majority join in the fight.
Around the world, attacks against state institutions carry some of the highest sentences and are promptly condemned as terrorism. Yet in Syria, for the sake of ousting one man, millions of lives are put on the line. Oksana Boyko, RT, Damascus, Syria.
There are unconfirmed reports of Turkish